guys, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be my 9-week pregnancy update. I'm just about to turn 10 weeks, so this will just be a recap of all of my symptoms, cravings, everything really that's been going on this past week. I also just wanted to take a minute and say hi to all of my new subscribers. If you guys are subscribing and following along on my pregnancy journey because you are also pregnant, make sure to leave me a comment down below and introduce yourself and tell me how far along you are. Also, at the end of this video, I'm going to be running through just a little short list of the old wives' tales to predict the gender, since in a couple days I'm going for my blood test to check for Down syndrome, some of the other chromosomal abnormalities, and they also are going to be telling us what the gender is. And we do plan on doing a gender reveal this time because, as I mentioned in my last video, we did not do one. They just called us and I found out over the phone, which I will be tempted to do again because I'm just so anxious and I want to find out as soon as I can. But I think it's going to be really fun to do with our 3-year-old son, just some sort of gender reveal, and I would love to have him involved. So if you guys have any cool ideas or suggestions, maybe something that you've seen that's a little bit different, leave me a comment down below. I like the idea of just opening the box and the balloons coming out, but my husband wants to do something more, I don't know, grand or extreme is probably a better word. I have no idea what he thinks that we could possibly do. So if you guys have any ideas, let me know in the comments because we are gonna need to come up with something here soon, because I believe after they do the blood draw, we find out in like 5 to 7 days. So make sure that you guys are subscribed with a notification bell on because we will be posting our gender reveal video within the next couple weeks, just depending on when we have our results back and what we decide on doing as far as the big reveal. I'm also going to have a ton of videos coming up all about moving in our new house tour updates, all of the projects that I have going on, finally putting up all of my farmhouse decor that I've been collecting while we have been building this house. So I'm gonna make videos about all of that stuff if you guys are interested in that as well. Another thing I cannot wait to film is Miles's room reveal. At our old house, he was in a nursery, so we had like a nautical themed nursery for him there, but now he's so into like cars and mechanical stuff. I think I'm gonna do something like that for his new big boy room. All right, so enough rambling. Let's go ahead and jump into this update, since surprisingly I do have a lot to talk about just from 1 week. All right, so we're gonna start by looking at my pregnancy app. I use the Bump, and it says that this week baby is as big as a cherry. I am not a fan of cherries, so I am not going to be eating this week's fruit, but here it is. This is the size of the baby. It is 0.91 inches and 0.07 ounces. I'm not going to read all of this. I'm just going to go over some of the highlights. This is a milestone. Baby is no longer an embryo. Now he or she is a fetus. At week 9, the baby is developing more distinctive facial features. Baby might now have a strong enough heartbeat to be picked up by a fetal Doppler. We were able to see our baby's heartbeat at 8 weeks on the fetal Doppler, so that was a really good sign for me that the baby was big enough and strong enough where it could be picked up on the fetal Doppler. 9 weeks is exciting because that means there's only 1 more month to go until we are out of the first trimester, and if it's anything like my pregnancy with Miles, I will be feeling so much more energetic, less nauseous, and just more like myself in the second trimester. So I am very excited to just have my energy back, really. So first I wanted to talk about a couple purchases that I made this past week, or one that I made a couple weeks ago that came in this week. I found some leggings at Target that were $7 by the brand Wild Fable. They are non-maternity, but they are so comfortable and so stretchy. I bought 4 pairs and I have basically been living in them, you guys. I bought the same size that I would be normally, and I'm not a huge fan of buying a ton of maternity clothes. I don't know, I just don't like it. So I'm hoping that I can just size up as my belly begins to grow, because I'm not even kidding you guys. These are the best leggings. They're not see-through. They're just so comfortable. I can actually sleep in these. Like, they're just so not tight around my waist, but they're also not like super loose leggings where you're constantly having to pull them up because that drives me crazy. They're just perfect, like the perfect soft stretchy material. They basically just make you feel like you're not wearing pants all day, which when you're pregnant, that is like the best feeling in the world. So I just wanted to pass that along to any of my fellow pregnant mamas out there. It's a great deal, especially for $7. So go over to Target and try them on so you know what I'm talking about. And if you like them, stock up like I did, because I plan on living in these things. So the other thing that I bought, this is actually the first and only thing I bought for this baby, and it's probably going to be the last thing I buy until we find out what the gender is, but it's this little beanie hat, and it has a rainbow on it and some clouds, since this is our rainbow baby, and I just think it's so cute. I cannot wait to put this little hat on, especially since we're going to be having a baby in the winter, so it'll be cool enough for hats. And it's by the brand Little and Luxe. So here's the hat up close. It's kind of like a watercolor print, which I love. And I just found this company online, I believe through Pinterest, when I was looking up different ideas to have our pregnancy announcement that was kind of rainbow baby related. So I just saw this hat on someone else's announcement and I just loved it. I think it's really cute for kind of like the first hospital pictures. So that's one thing I picked up, but like I said, I'm probably gonna hold off just so I can buy things that are more gender specific, and we're gonna find out the gender soon. So let me know if you guys like seeing things that I buy for the baby in these updates, just because I thought it might be fun to share with you guys some of the purchases that I plan on making for baby in the next couple weeks when we know if it's going to be a boy or a girl. All right, so next on my list, I wanted to talk about cravings. I have had one very specific craving this week, and it has been banana bread. I randomly picked up banana bread at Starbucks, and it just started this obsession with banana bread for me. I wanted it all the time. So after a couple days of needing to go to Starbucks and even sending my husband to Starbucks before I could even start my day to eat this banana bread, I started looking around for a healthier banana bread recipe on Pinterest, and I found one that I made that was absolutely delicious, and I know it has to be a heck of a lot healthier than the Starbucks version. So I'll link that recipe down below for anyone who's interested, because it was so easy to make. You could make it in one bowl. I had my toddler help me make it. He had a great time. And I actually put it in muffin tins and not like a big loaf. And muffin tins ended up being like the perfect portion size, and it's easy to travel. I could pack it if I wanted to go to work and bring some with me. So that was just really easy, really good. My toddler loved this banana bread too, so I will share that recipe with you. We made one batch and flew through it, so I think I'm gonna make another one actually after I film this video. So the banana bread cravings have been pretty intense this week. So next I wanted to talk about symptoms. I am still very nauseous from the minute I wake up all day, and that is only really controlled by food. When I am full, I am not nauseous, but the second that I begin to get a little bit hungry is when I get very, very nauseous. So I guess it's good, the nausea that I'm experiencing, because I can control it with food. It's also hard because I need to keep a lot of healthy options around me because I don't want to gain a ton of weight just because I have to eat all the time. So I've been trying to just reach for like healthy fruit, bananas, toast, whole wheat crackers, just things that are healthy that are also going to help keep me full. I am not the biggest banana fan, even though I'm obsessed with banana bread, but just to eat like a whole banana, I don't generally love that. But I feel like bananas are one of the only fruits that I can eat that actually makes me feel full. I also really like apples sliced up, dipped in peanut butter, so I've been doing that as well. Egg salad actually sounded really good to me this week, which before that kind of sounded terrible, so that was interesting. Also, something new that happened this week was I started to get car sick / motion sickness, and I totally forgot about this, but when I was pregnant with Miles, the same thing happened to the point where I would drive everywhere because that would help with my motion sickness. If I was a passenger in the car, I would just feel so sick to the point where I would even like gag and dry heave in the car, which was so much worse, especially if I was hungry. So that is when my nausea is the absolute worst. If I am hungry and the passenger in the car, that is actually the only time with my first pregnancy that I actually physically got sick because of the motion sickness mixed with my already nauseous self when I'm hungry. This week was also the first week that I have gotten nauseous, like extremely nauseous over a smell. I used to have that all the time during my first pregnancy. I had so many food aversions. I was very sensitive to smells, specifically anything that smelled like meat. And I haven't had any of that yet this pregnancy, except for this week. Tater tots were in the oven and the smell of them made me absolutely nauseated to the point where I had to go hide in our bedroom with the door closed and like spray a spray on my pillow. I have like this bedtime lavender scent that I sprayed on the pillows and literally had to like put my face up to the pillow to just get away from that smell because it was making me gag. So this is the first time I have actually gotten sick over a smell. I'm hoping that doesn't happen again. It hasn't happened since. I definitely do not want tater tots anytime soon. I don't know why that specific scent traumatized me, but yeah, I usually don't have any issues with the tater tots, so that was weird. The exhaustion is still really real. I feel so exhausted by the end of the day, and I still go to bed very early right after I put my son to bed. I'm in bed by like 8:30, 9 o'clock, usually fall asleep within like an hour. I have been sleeping better this week, which has been awesome for my sanity. But yeah, I am still feeling really tired at the end of the day and trying to go to bed as early as I can just to get a lot of rest. Also, I experienced some light abdominal cramping. Definitely way lighter than I would say even period cramps. It felt more just like random pressure in my abdomen area. And since I have had a miscarriage, that was very concerning to me. So I looked it up and I read that it is normal to have very light cramping. I haven't had any spotting, or I haven't really had any issues. The cramping usually comes in the evenings. I've really only had it 3 nights and it was just very mild light cramping. Nothing that I'm really worried about. I probably will bring it up at my next doctor's appointment, which is June 29th, but I feel like this is just normal from everything I have read online, and I haven't had any spotting like I said, so I think that that's okay. Another thing that happened this week is I've had some lower back pain, just a little bit. I was also reading online that the lower back pain is caused from, I think it's called joint ligament pain, and it's basically just caused from every muscle and joint in your body is getting loose, everything's moving around and just getting ready for baby, and that can cause some lower back pain. For the cramping as well as the back pain, I found that some light stretching, just like different yoga pregnancy stretches, and walking has helped tremendously with both of those. Whenever I have my lower back pain, it seems to be in the evening, so I'll just go on our nightly walk and kind of do some stretches and stuff, and by the time I go to bed, they're usually gone. I still feel out of breath. Maybe it's a little bit better, but when I film these videos, I have to edit out so many times where I stop and just like have to take a deep breath because I don't know, I'm just way more easily out of breath. I don't know if that's very common for most people, but for whatever reason, I am just definitely more out of breath than normal. A couple things I have been loving this week is watching labor and delivery videos. That has been like my favorite thing to do in the evenings when I'm relaxing and getting ready for bed. I think I've watched like every labor and delivery video on YouTube. Maybe not all of them, but definitely a lot of them. If you guys have any that you love, make sure to let me know in the comments. I would love to check them out. I did this my last pregnancy too, and I think the reason I love watching these videos so much is I just like to get as mentally prepared and just prepared for, I guess, my birth to go as many different ways as possible. So I just like to watch all of these and see all the different outcomes. I'm also very emotional. That's a symptom I should mention. So I cry almost at every single one. And it's weird when I'm pregnant because I know I'm more emotional and I tend to gravitate towards things that will make me emotional. Like, I know I'm gonna cry when I watch these videos, but I watch them all the time. Another thing that I found on YouTube, which kind of popped up in my suggested feed after I watched like 50 labor and delivery videos, is a show that's filmed in the UK that someone just uploaded the episodes to YouTube. It's called One Born Every Minute, and it's a UK show, and they share different couples' stories as they go into labor and they come in and then they have their babies. So that's been really good. It's pretty entertaining. Some of the couples are really funny. Some of the labors are really intense. They all try to do them natural. Some end up having to have C-sections, but they have this gas that they all breathe in that I do not remember ever getting. I don't even know if they do this in the United States. Maybe they do. I asked for an epidural right away, so maybe I just like skipped that step. Maybe they give you like this laughing gas stuff if you want to have a natural delivery. I'm not sure, but some of these people get like high off of this stuff, which is kind of entertaining. But that show has been amazing. I've just been loving anything like pregnancy, labor, delivery. I've been loving. So that has been one of my obsessions this week for sure. All right, and now I'm just gonna run through all of my gender predictions. I didn't film myself doing all of these. Oh wait, no, I did film us doing the one. So the one that we tried that I needed my husband's help with that we filmed, I'll insert here, and that is gonna be the ring test, where you tie a ring to the end of like a string or something, and then you hold it over your belly, and the direction that the ring goes will supposedly determine if you're having a boy or a girl. All right guys, so we're gonna be doing the ring old wives tale test. So we just tied my wedding band.
Oh, it's your wedding band? What are we doing?
You're supposed to use the wedding band.
Okay.
I wanna do this right. So we tied the ring to a string, and you kind of have to just hold it over my belly and see what the motion. Well, you have to hold it in the air.
I know, you gotta do like this. 1, 2, 3. The circle.
That's a circle. Are you sure? It's kind of moving back and forth now. I can't tell. It did both. What does it mean if it does both? Here.
50-50.
Do it again.
Here we go. 1, 2, 3.
How do you know you... That's back and forth. So the ring test, back and forth means boy. If it went in a circle, it means girl. So boy. So the next thing I did was the Chinese calendar, which uses your age at the time of conception as well as the month that you conceived. So I am 29 and we conceived in April, so according to the Chinese calendar, we are having a girl. Next, I tried the baking soda test, which this one kind of weirded me out because it does involve urine. So basically what you do is you pee into a cup and then add the pee to an equal amount of baking soda in another cup, and if it fizzes, it means you're having a boy, and if nothing happens, it means it's a girl. When I did mine, I added the urine to the baking soda and absolutely nothing happened, so that one is girl. The next one is the heartbeat, which I know I mentioned in my last video that I wasn't sure about what the wives' tale was. Apparently, if the heartbeat is over 140, it means it's a girl. If it's under 140, it means it's a boy. When we went in for our ultrasound at 8 weeks, the heart rate was 162. So it's over 140, so that means girl. So those were the only ones that I decided to do. There were a couple that are like, just kind of depended if you liked sweet stuff or salty stuff, but depending on where I looked, some said the sweet meant girl, and then other places said if you were craving sweet it meant boy, and like the opposite. So I just didn't want to do all of those because I'm also craving sweet and salty, so I don't really know. So I just did those 4 tests and I got 3 girl and 1 boy. So I don't know if that's accurate or if that is going to mean anything, but apparently according to the old wives' tales, I am having a girl. For our gender reveal, I will be completely shocked if it's a girl. I will be 100% like, yes, if it's a boy. So the fact that we have 3 old wives' tales tests pointing to girl and only 1 to boy makes me kind of question if the old wives' tales are true or not. I know they're all just for fun anyway, but it's interesting that the majority said girl, just because I feel like my husband's side of the family is mostly boys and very little girls. So we will see. Okay, now for the weekly bump shot. I do not feel very noticeably pregnant yet. If you're just looking at me from the front, you can see, well, wow, you can see if I do that. But if you know me, I feel like you might be able to tell I'm pregnant, but if you didn't, I don't think it's super noticeable yet. But yeah, this shirt is super flattering also. But these are the leggings that I have on, by the way, from Target that I mentioned in my video. This is what it looks like from the front. I feel like it definitely looks bigger towards the end of the day. It's kind of midday right now and I had a late breakfast and lunch, so it's not really popping. So yeah, that is the bump shot for week 9. I cannot wait to do the gender reveal video. I'm going to be posting a really exciting house update / vlog within the next couple days on my channel, so keep your eyes out for that. And then I'm going to be posting my next week pregnancy update. I will be posting these every single week unless something crazy comes up. And yeah, I think that's everything for my 9-week update. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you are subscribed to my channel so you do not miss any of my videos, especially my pregnancy videos, if that is what you are here for. And I will see you guys in my next one. Bye guys.
Stay true to that fire in your heart and your soul. Don't drench your desire.